Europe and America, a lot of papers that have come out, treat philosophy no more as an argumentative, rational exercise, rather more a psychological, therapeutic exercise. Philosophy is being treated as so. Now, a French philosopher, Martin Buber, said, philosophy and meditation as a method would actually enhance I-thou relationship rather than I-it relationship. I in relation to an object. Gone were those days where prominence were given to theirs. Now it's more an interpersonal I-thou relationship. Martin Buber gave so much emphasis to this. Now, also later, we found that nature had a place, unlike anthropocentric attitude which men had then, and he ruled supreme over nature. Then men felt the need of including nature into himself. Therefore, self rather became a unity, which included every other living being, including nature. Self being treated as a unity, which had these components that, as I mentioned. Another thinker, Ornstein, talked about it being treated as an exercise which is designed to produce an alternative consciousness. Many philosophers would have objection to this, especially in India, because meditation, if it leads to an alternative consciousness willingly, if you adopt this as a method to have something which is alternative to a present consciousness, Indian philosophers, I think Bhante also would be agreeing to this, that Indian philosophers would have a lot of reservation to this statement of Ornstein, because Nati as a method that we practice in Vedanta, it leads us not to an alternative consciousness, it rather discovers what is the true self within oneself, true self. Therefore, meditation rather ideally would enable us to discover what is the true identity, what is oneself, what is oneself constituted of, true identity. Now, to talk about this, we have two scholars today in our midst who would talk convincingly the scientific status of meditation as a method, also as by way of spiritual practice, how meditation has been helpful in spiritual tradition of India, especially Buddhism. But before we invite Bhante himself to talk and deliberate on this topic, we have our dear principal, Dr. D.K. Vimukim, who would accord a formal welcome to us. May I invite Dr. D.K. Vimukim, principal of our college, to formally welcome our friends, our participants, resource persons. I can see Professor Rick is already there. So over to you.
You are mute again.
So please unmute yourself.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Dr. Saji, for another nice evening here in India to have organized this important webinar. And I think after the pandemic that has taken its toll, not just in terms of economy and education, but also has taken a toll on people's mental health. So I think this is a befitting webinar, and I, on behalf of the Keane College, which is also a mother college for Mahatma Gandhi Center for Conflict Resolution and Peace Initiatives. So I welcome all participants of this webinar, and in particular, I would like to welcome our scholars. One, we have Tenzin Celon, who is the lecturer of the Dalai Lama Institute for Higher Education, Bengaluru, India. And may I inform this webinar that a big Buddhist monastery, which is a Tibetan monastery, is just about 50 meters above my house.
Oh.
So I'm very close to these Tibetan monks near my house, who are my close neighbors.
Okay, sir.
So welcome, Sir Tenzin Celon, on this webinar. And I am so pleased to see another red robe like my neighbors. It helps. And I also welcome Professor Rick Ripeti. I think last time we met already in the previous webinar. And it's good to have more research persons to talk on this very, very important, relevant subject of meditation. And I'm also interested to see that today we are not talking just about the Oriental method of meditation, but on the Western method of meditation. My guru says meditation is nothing but mind without agitation. And I hope this webinar will lead us to that. Everybody is welcome to this webinar. Back to you, Saji.
Thank you very much, sir, for formally welcoming our friends, resource persons to our fold. It's time to introduce our first resource person, monk himself, Tenzin Celon, lecturer in Dalai Lama Institute for Higher Education, Bengaluru, India. He is born in India, though he is a Tibetan. He was born in Indian Tibetan settlement at Bengaluru, South India. After the completion of his primary schooling from Central School for Tibetans, he became a monk at the age of 9, as early as 9, at Good Med Monastery, by way of an informal communication in the beginning. Today, he told me that it is near Mysore. He completed his education from the monastery and obtained the Geshe Ngramba. Is that the right way to say, sir?
Yeah.
Ngramba certification in 2008. He took a part in the Emroy Tibet Science Initiative, a 5-year curriculum in modern science, co-organized by the Library of Tibetan Works and Archives in 2009. After that, he participated in science leadership workshop and took 3 years long training in the teaching of science in Science for Monks program, which was organized by Bobby Sagar Foundation and Tibetan Library of Work and Archives. In 2011, he went to TCV Selakui in Dehradun to work as the philosophical and dialectical instructor for almost 2 years. Since 2013, he has been working as a lecturer at the Dalai Lama Institute for Higher Education. Now it's been for over 10 years. He has a number of presentations done at various seminars, which are both national and international. For 4 Noble Truths at the St. John's Medical College, Bengaluru in 2021. That was last year. Then Meditation, Surana College in 2016. Secular Ethics in Tibetan Youth Hostel, both in 2018 and 2021. Mental health at Tibetan Medical College, Bengaluru last year. And Tibetan Sciences with reference to Buddhism in Dalai Lama Institute for Higher Education, where he is currently working. That's in 2018 that he did that presentation. So number of other, the latest Buddha Purnima as guest speaker at St. Paul's College, Bengaluru. Now, these are the presentations that he has done at different venues in conferences. Without wasting much time now, let us welcome our dear Bhante to make his presentation. He told me he would focus on meditation and his benefits, and it is in fact apt for contemporary times. Over to you, Bhante.
Thank you. So before I begin my presentations, first I would like to share my PowerPoint, Are you able to see my PowerPoint?
Oh, yes, sure.
Is it
Yeah, it is clear.
clear? You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Oh my God. What is it?
Bhante, before you begin, there is one mic which is not muted. Mail or I, would you kindly mute your mic, please?
Oh. Hello, am I audible? Okay, thank you. So, so I will set my alarm that, I don't want to take more than 30 minutes. So I will set my alarm here. Okay, firstly, I would like to express my gratitude to the Lady Keane College in Shillong, and especially I would like to say thanks to the Sajiv for inviting me on this program. And today I have given the topic of meditations. So when I talk about the meditations, so meditation, according to the Sanskrit term, it is used as a bhavana or dhyan in Sanskrit, which connotates, the cultivations. So, according to the Tibetan language, we say gom in Tibetan, which is equally connotates as a familiarizations. So the original terms, gom and bhavana, both refers the whole range of mental practice, and also both terms implies a process of cultivating familiarities with something, whether it is habit, a way of seeing, or a way of being. So if you look at the meditations, uh, uh, meditation has a broad two classifications. So first is discursive or analytical meditation, and another one is absorptive meditation. Sometimes I have seen that translators or interpreters, they are saying they are concentrating meditations. So first one, actually, it is the series of reflections, and another one is you are choosing a specific object and you are placing your mind on that particular object. So this is the differences between them. So I always feel that, why there is no why it should not be undertaken in an entirely secular context. After all, mental discipline itself requires no faith commitment. So I feel that modern universities, modern college, and modern educations, it introduce only the material development, but modern universities, colleges, and general education never introduce about the practice of mental development. So it would be nice, all these, modern university, they can teach both, mental development and material development. Then the persons and the students or children who brought up under that educations. So our children will be not only highly educated, they will become warm-hearted, highly educated. This is what I feel. So when we talk about the meditations, meditation is not the easy task. So it takes time. And also, we need to make a lot of effort to do a good meditation. And also it involves hard work. So it sustains a dedication. So how we are going to plan our practice, meditation practice. The first thing, I would like to share few conditions here. First thing is a time. So if you really want to do meditation, I feel that, early morning is generally the best time of day. At that time, our mind is at its freshest and clearest. However, it is important to remember that if you are to practice well in the early morning, you need to have had a good night's sleep beforehand. And if, for a lot of people, this may be difficult to arrange. If, for example, there are young children in the house, it may not be possible to do meditation during the early hours. If this is the case, it will probably be better to find some other times to practice. Preferably after a short nap or when the children are out of the house. I should also point out that, mind will tend to be sluggish or if you have eaten a lot beforehand. So ideally, you should not eat too much in the evening if you hope to practice well to the following, morning. And place is very important. Actually, according to the classical training manuals, it says that sounds is like a tone in the mind. For most people, therefore, it is very helpful to find somewhere to sit where we will not be disturbed by noise. Obviously, it is good idea to switch off the telephone before you sit down to do the meditation. Then suitable diet. I have already talked about it. So before the meditation, if you eat too much, then you will be uncomfortable to sit down and do meditations. So, and also, you have to focus on the heavy food like enjoying the meat. Also, sometimes enjoying the meats will definitely affect to our body. Then it might gives you to feel the heavy, and then you would not able to do a good meditation. So I'm very impressed to India, because India, we do have a long standing history of enjoying the non vegetarian food, not a non-vegetarian food, okay, vegetarian food. And mm, another thing that sleep also very important. And if you were not able to take a good sleep, then next day when you do meditation, then you might fall asleep. You will drift off to the sleep. So now the last thing is the physical posture. So actually, I was very concerned about it because I was actually, when I teach the meditation, I always do the demonstration how to do the meditation. But here, when I teach through the virtual meeting, so it is little bit challenge for me to show how to do the posture. So I will give you some information, so it might be helpful to you. So first thing that you have to keep your backbone straight. That is very important. Your backbone straight. And another one is you have to keep your legs as a lotus posture. Lotus postures mean that you have to cross your leg like this. You have to rest your leg to the opposite thigh, uh, crossing like this. This is a full lotus posture. And another one is if you are not able to do the full lotus posture, then you can do a half lotus posture like that. And if you are not able to do this, then it's okay. If those who have pain, knee pain or whatever, so you can sit down on your chair and you can do the meditation. The most important thing is that you have to keep your backbone straight. That is very important. Then another thing, that if you are sitting down and crossing your legs, then it would be nice you can raise your back slightly, you can raise your back little bit, up. It will help you not to get pain on your thigh. Then when you do meditation, you have to keep your shoulders straight. Sometimes I have noticed that some people, they are doing meditation like this. This is not the right way to do. Some people are doing like this. Okay, that is not the right way to do. You have to keep your shoulder straight. Then, when you do meditation, you have to bend your head slightly downwards, slightly downward. You can, if I say like this is a 90 degree, okay, let's say this is a 90 degree, you have to bend 25 degree, that is good enough. Okay, then in terms of your eyes, it depends on individual level. Some people, they feel that, it would be nice if they can open their eyes. And some people, they think that, it is better to, close the eyes completely. So it depends on individual. But according to the Buddhist scriptures, it says that when you do meditation, it would be nice you can open your eyes slightly, not widely, slightly, that is going to be very helpful, because if you do the meditation with closed eye right from the beginning, then if you try to do the meditation with open eye, then you would not able to do the meditation, and then you will be distracted by yourself. So when you train your meditation right from the beginning, it would be nice you can do the meditation with slightly open eyes. So this is what I wanted to say. And I have noticed when I travel to the Southeast Asia's country, I have seen that many Theravadas monks, and also the Chinese monks, when they are doing meditation, they face off with the wall, ceiling, so they would not get any distractions, So this is the point. So sometimes I feel that if there is a nice drawing or picture on the wall, then it might be affect to the particular person, and then person might get distractions, So it would be nice there is nothing on the wall, and then you can do a good meditation. Okay, this is the posture. And then in terms of your tongue, your tongue and lips, the tips of the tongue touching the palate, it prevents the thirst, which can set in as a result of certain breathing exercises. The lips and teeth can be left as usual. Okay, so when you do meditations, you have to keep your hand like this. Can you see me? You have to place your right hand on the palm of your left hand, and you have to touch the tip of your thumbs to one another. Can you see me? Hello? Okay, you have to do like this. Actually, you have to do this. It must be a triangle shape. So when you place, are you not able to see me? Oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, what happened? Are you okay? Okay. Okay, so you have to place like this, right hand on the right hand on the palm of left hand, and touch your tip of thumbs to one another, and keep the triangle shape. Okay, so when you put it on the left, it has to come towards, it has to be straight towards your navel. Your navel. Am I audible, sir? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. This is the way to do the meditation. Okay, now I don't know how to share my PowerPoint once again. Where is my PowerPoint now? Are you able to see my PowerPoint? Hello. Okay. So when you do meditations, okay, when you settle your mind, so once you are settled, the first thing to do is take a few, So one thing I wanted to say that, before you do the meditation, you must have a good commitments. It would be nice if you have a good commitments. Then, for the beginner, without such a commitment, it is unlikely that a person will ever get around to studying at all. So I sometimes tell a story in connection with the problem of procrastination, delaying. There was once a Lama who, to encourage his students, and he promised he would take them on a picnic one day. So this, this incentive had a hope for effect, and the young monks, eagerly applied themselves to their studies. Yet the promised picnic did not materialize. After some times, youngest student, not willing to let go of the prospect of day off, reminded the teacher of his promise. The Lama responded by saying he was too busy at the moment, so it would have to wait a while. A long time passed, and summer gave way to autumn. And again, the students reminded the Lama, when are we going on this famous, picnic? Again, Lama replied, not just now. I'm really far too busy. One day, the Lama, uh, uh, one day the Lama noticed a, a commotions among the students. What is happening? He asked. A dead body was being carried out of the monasteries. Well, replied the youngest student, that poor man over there is going to be going on a picnic. So the point of this story is that unless we make time and a proper commitment for a thing, we tell ourselves and others we are going to do, we will always have other obligations and more pressing concerns. So while death may intervene at any time. So when once you settle down, first thing to do, first thing you will definitely as a beginner meditator will quickly discover, our mind is like a wild horse. It takes long time as well as familiarities with the person who wishes to tame it before it will settle down and obey commands. Okay, so similarly, only with gentle persistence, over an extended period will the real benefits of meditation become apparent. Of course, it is all right to set aside just a few days to try out a short program of mental training. But it is wrong to judge the results before you have really given it a chance. It may take months, even years, to realize its full benefits. So when we do meditations, first thing to do is take a few deep breaths, then breathing normally again. Try to focus on your breath, noticing the air as it enters and leaves through nostrils. What you are trying to achieve is the mind in a neutral state, neither positive and nor negative. You can take one inhalations and one exhalations while silently, counting from 1 to 5 or 7, and then repeat the process a few times. The advantage of this silent counting is that in giving our mind a task to perform, it makes less likely to be swept away by extraneous, thoughts. In either case, spending a few minutes just observing your breathing is usually a good way to achieve a calmer mental state. So we can liken this process of settling the mind to dyeing a piece of clothes. So white cloth can easily dye a different color, but it is difficult to dye a piece of cloth that is already colored. So unless we want to make it black, in the same way, when the mind is agitated, a positive result is hard to come by. So if you are not able to do a good meditations, sometimes we may find it difficult to concentrate at all because your mind is in the grip of some powerful emotion like anger. At such times, it can be helpful to quietly say a few words over and over. A formula such as I let go of my afflicted emotion, or for a few religious believer, a short devotional prayer or mantras, repeated a few times can loosen a grip of emotions. So if this technique does not work, then maybe you need to get up and go for a short walk before trying again. So you can take a short break. So initial stage, it is better, it is best to practice several different exercises excessively to start with. You may find it impossible to keep your mind focused for more than a few minutes, perhaps even just a few seconds. At the time before distraction sets in, it is quite normal. As soon as you realize you have become distracted, just return gently to whatever you were doing before the distraction arose. So there should be no anger or self approach when this happens, just a patient recognitions of what the mind is doing and a calm redirections of the attention. The important thing is not to become, discouraged. So when we look at the objects of meditations, so some people, they are doing a meditation on breathing. And also, it would be nice for the beginner, you can take an object of flower and also the painting and the orb of light, So for the religious, practitioner, a sacred object uh, such as crucifix and image of the Buddha. So if you really want to do a good meditations, you must keep the two qualities in your meditation. If these two qualities is not involved in your meditation, then you are not doing a good meditation. First is a stabilities, and another one is a clarities. So if your meditation or if your mind is not stable, your mind wanders here and there, your mind goes here and there, that means you are not doing a good meditation. Sometimes some people, they have a good focus, they are able to place their mind on the object, but they don't have a level of clarities. If I say that, let's say some people, he is focusing on the image of the Buddha, then the color of Buddhas and the shape of Buddhas are not able to be very clear in his mind. So that means, he does not have a quality of clarity. So his meditation is not very effective. Okay, so when you do meditation, there are two obstacles. So first is excitement, then second is lassity or mental sinking. So excitement means that your mind goes here and there. So when you have excitement, then sometimes your mind becomes very active, and you are not able to settle your mind. So your mind goes here and there. Then you do not have qualities of stabilities. Then lassity, mental sinking, means that sometimes when you are doing a meditation, you are falling asleep. Then you are not able to, you will lose your object and you are not able to focus. You would not able to do a good meditation. Okay, so how to overcome this mental distraction? So sometimes, if you are not able to settle down your mind, it is better to leave off the practice and move on to the other exercise. And also, you can take a short, breathing exercise. So before you go back to the real, meditation, it is better to do a short breathing exercise. And also you can, silently repeat the few words like, I let go of my distraction. Sometimes it truly helps. But it is very important, not to become discouraged. Then overcome the mental sinking. Sometimes it would be nice, you can do a brisk walk, and also you can, do the practice of visualizing bright light. And also, sometimes it would be nice, you can considering the surpassing the qualities of some figure in a religious tradition. And also, you have to lift up the mind and active the state of mind. Like you can reflect, you can reflect that, our human life, it has so many qualities. We have an ability, we have a potential to do a lot of things. and we have a potential to achieve the enlightenment. You can think like that. So two important faculties, when you do meditations, in order to what do you call that? In order to preserve, in order to maintain the stabilities and clarities. When we are doing a meditation, there are two faculties we have to practice in our meditation. First is a mindfulness, and second is a introspections. So how to do that? It is like, usually I give an analogy that those people who are driving a car, when they are driving a car, 80% of their mind, they are focused on the road. If they are not able to focus on the road, then they might, hit to the somebody else. It is going to be an accident. Okay. Then when they are driving, they are able to focus on their road. 80% of mind focus on the road. At the same time, they are enjoying talking with somebody else who are with him or her in the car, like that. So similarly, when you are doing a meditation, 80% of your mind, you have to focus on your object, but the 20% of your mind, you have to, you have to inspect your mind, whether your mind is focusing on your object or not. You have to investigate, or you have to inspect your mind again and again. So these two faculties are very important in order to maintain the qualities of stabilities and clarities. So I think I have taken more than 30 minutes, but I will finish within the 2 minutes. Hello, am I audible? So right now here, what I'm going to talk here is what are the research it has been carried out by the scientists. So one of the earliest, scientists or very famous American, American person who have conducted the research on meditation. His name is John Kabat-Zinn. So he has done many research, and then he has given the title of the research as a mindfulness-based stress reductions. So through his research, he has discovered that those who are doing a good meditation, they can reduce stress in their life. So this kind of research has carried out by some other group also, and this is the scientist I have seen many times, and he is the one of the great speakers in a Mind and Life conference. So he has conducted the research on the meditator, not only several meditators from the Buddhist community and Hindu communities. He also carried research on the brain of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So he has mentioned that when you do meditations, so you can develop density of the gray matters in our brain. This is what he has said. He has said to us. At the same time, he has figured out that there is a certain location in the brain which is called the hippocampus, which is very associated with our memory. So that area of brain is becoming a larger size. This is what he has discovered. And also, he has discovered that there is a certain location in the brain which is called the amygdala. Amygdala is actually it is related with our sense of fear. So that location of the brain is reducing the size of brain. That particular brain is reducing. This is what he has figured out. So one thing I would like to I would like to express here. One time, can you see me? Okay. So one time when I was participating in a Mind and Life conference, I can hear the echo here. So anyhow, in Mind and Life conference, one time, scientists, they had a very active discussion, and they said that actually they have raised the questions of ethics, because when some scientists are conducting the experiment to the meditators, and they are saying that meditators, they are staying at the top of the mountain, they deliberately stay away from the cities and village, and they have chosen the isolated place in their life. If scientists go to the top of the mountain and they carry out their research to the meditators, then it is like intruders. It is like an intruder in their life, and scientists, they are agitating to the meditators. This is the question they have raised as ethicals, ethic questions. But so far, I don't know what are the answer. What is the real answer, true answer of this question? That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, and I'm really sorry that I have taken a few more minutes, more than 30 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you, everybody. Over to you, Saji. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Oh, this morning I had a conversation with Mr. Saji, and we have discussed. I don't know. There is so many echoes. I'm not able to speak out. Hello, am I audible? Sorry. Can you hear the same echoes? Can you hear? Okay, okay. Better. Okay, okay. Go ahead, please. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Mm.
waves, which would be waves very soon, as it is in the field of meditation, philosophy of meditation, handbook on the philosophy of meditation. Ideally, we would be having a reviewer briefing about the book first, but unfortunately, due to some technical reasons, I was not able to download the book. So kindly pardon me on this. But we were all waiting to listen to you, to be frank enough. Our students have been expressing that we would like to listen to the author himself. So without wasting much time, it would be a repetition to speak about your profile once again. I think that's not necessary now. Also, may I have the privilege of inviting Professor Rick Repiti, who is the professor himself at the City College of New York. He later on corrected me, saying that he is in Kingsborough campus in Brooklyn.